Hi, Pisces. Welcome to your December 2015 General Tarotscope. It's Raina here. And I think out of all the signs that you really have some of the best transits around because the month begins with the sun in your 10th house. So that's really great for your career. And we have a new moon in this house on the 11th of December. So those of you who have felt that you couldn't get a job, this might be the time when that happens. And also, for those of you who felt that your career was stagnating, you might get a promotion, something that propels you onto the next level. It's really wonderful. Venus has been in your eighth house of other people's money. And on the fourth, it goes into the ninth house. That's Sagittarius's natural house, Jupiter's natural house. And this is really good for anything involving foreigners, foreign travel. You might meet a foreigner that you fall in love with, because the other thing, too, is we have a full moon on Christmas Day in the fifth house of romance. So that's a great time for falling in love. And it could be discovering someone that was a platonic friend is a romantic interest. Someone may profess their love for you. And what's really great is that Jupiter is in your seventh house for an entire year. Same with the North Node. So that deals with long term relationships like marriage partners. So it's very possible that some of you will meet someone important romantically at the end of December and then go on to form a more committed partnership later on in 2016. And it could be somebody who is really part of your destiny unfolding, with the North Node in that house. Mars is going to be in the eighth house for the entire month. So if any of you are dealing with inheritances, be careful that you're not on the warpath, because Mars tends to sometimes overdo it and become aggressive rather than assertive. But you may have to be more involved and expend more energy in some kind of family money, family property that you have to investigate, deal with. I should have said too that Mercury starts the month in that 10th house of career. And of course, Mercury relates to communication, so you might hear something. What is so interesting is that Mercury goes into Capricorn on the 10th of December in your 11th house, and the new moon in your career sector happens the very next day. So it's almost like you hear something and then you get the promotion or you get the new job. So that's really cool. When Mercury is in the 11th house, it's a great time to think about your hopes and wishes and what kind of things in 2016 that you would like to make manifest. It's also a time when you may be communicating more with your circle of friends. Of course, it's the month of December, and so this is par for the course at this time of year. But for you, it is a very social time. The other terrific thing is that Saturn has taken up residence recently in your 10th house of career. And because Saturn rules the 10th house, this is its natural place to be, and it thrives in this house. It gives you gravitas. It makes it more likely for other people to take you seriously because you seem to be someone who has the professional experience or demeanor, at least, to be seen as an authority or as an expert in whatever field you work in. So, I guess what I'm trying to say is that you will be getting more respect from others on the career front. On the winter solstice, the sun will enter the sign of Capricorn and your 11th house of friends, group associations, hopes, and wishes. And as I said regarding Mercury being in Capricorn, starting on the 10th of the month, the sun in this house gives you the creative energy to come up with ways to make connections that are meaningful. They may be simply of a social nature, but they may have to do with humanitarian issues as well as networking for your career. And because of the 10th house activity, this could very well be what is happening with the sun in the 11th. Now, the other thing could be your hopes and wishes. And with the sun there, you might actually come up with ways that you can really make this happen using your creativity. And so there may be avenues that you realize you can explore in 2016, or even friends that you can enlist assistance from in order to have the life of your dreams. And the cards I picked for you, Pisces, are very interesting. The first card relates to you in the month of December, and I got the Hierophant. So this is a card that's associated with organized religion or just the spiritual side of life. And this may be your reaction to all of the material gains that you're making. Maybe you're saying, this isn't enough for me. I need to balance out my life with something more. Or the Hierophant can refer to institutions of higher learning. It can be any kind of counselor, like a marriage counselor, if that's something that's going on for you. Now, the higher perspective of the situation, which is the spiritual perspective, is the Page of Pentacles in reverse. So this could mean that you are seeking counsel because you received a message that was rather upsetting, or because you have a child who is having issues. But it could even be a spousal situation. You could be dealing with somebody who is very obstinate and refuses to communicate appropriately. You might have a child with learning disabilities who needs the guidance of a professional with an advanced degree, like a reading specialist, perhaps. The reason for all of this is the Nine of Swords in reverse. Some of you may have really been going through hell, to put it mildly. And this card suggests that the pain is starting to dissipate and your life is improving, even if it's very slowly. And maybe now you're able to kind of take the appropriate action. Maybe before you were just at wit's end, and now you feel a little bit more capable of handling the situation, and everything is starting to get back on track. Obviously, this is very specific information for a vast amount of people born under the sign of Pisces. This is a general reading. Some of the cards may resonate, some may not. If you would like something personalized using your personal birth data, please click on the link below for a list of my services and current specials on my new webpage. The advice is the Six of Cups in reverse. This is a card that is advising you not to cling to the past. Maybe you are viewing the past with extra rosy glasses and not seeing things for how they really were. Maybe they really were better than they were today, but they probably were not perfect. And if this person who is the Page of Pentacles in reverse, this could be an immature spouse who has been putting you through the ringer, and you're seeking some help, maybe from your pastor, your priest, because a Hierophant can be a clergy member, and you want to be done with this kind of suffering. And I think you are on the upswing, but you have to see things as they really are. That's not necessarily easy for you, Pisces. You really do enjoy fantasy. This is why you are so creative, artistic, and spiritual. And you don't necessarily like reality. I get it. I understand, the soft lighting approach to life. But when it comes to bad relationships, sometimes being very dispassionate is your best course of action. So I think of the King of Swords or the Ace of Swords, just, cutting through the crap and seeing the situation as it really is. The outcome is a Two of Wands in reverse. What this suggests to me is that some of you will be probably on the outs with a partner. Because the two is in the reverse position, it's showing that it's not happening the way that we would expect things to go. Also, this could be a squabble with a partnership because the Page of Pentacles, I mean, anything to do with pentacles could relate to money matters. So maybe you had a business partner who was irresponsible and you have been fighting with him or her and you sought the counsel of someone who was an expert about it and now you've decided to go your own way. But whatever happens, it will be for the best because the Nine of Swords in reverse suggests that you have been suffering at the hands of this person. And why prolong the torture? So, either way, if you resolve the situation, that would be great. But if you can't, just cut your losses and embrace the tranquility of a life without such drama. And so I hope you enjoyed your reading, Pisces. I wish you a wonderful December. Bye.